Okay, everybody, I'm so excited to be with you guys tonight. My name is Ashley Walmer, and I'm a triple diamond out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we are so excited to have you guys with us for our Sunday night team huddle. So I have two amazing guests on here tonight, Alyssa Bilyeu and Skylar Lambert. I fell in love with these ladies a while ago and got to meet them in Indy a couple weeks ago, and they were part of mine and Cammie's highlight of the entire day. Some of their social media tips have definitely transformed the way that I utilize social media as a tool to grow my business. So a little bit about me, and then I definitely want to get into their story and unpack all of their goodies. So we've been in the business now for 2 years. We promoted a triple diamond in 9 months, and we've earned $110,000 in good bonuses. I love this company, right? Get out of debt. It's amazing. So before I found It Works, I was an esthetician. So I loved skincare, and I love everything that It Works has to offer. So each of you guys, I would love for you both to tell a little bit about your story, how you found It Works, and just introduce yourself. So Alyssa, do you want to go ahead and
Yeah, sure. Hi, guys. I am Alyssa Bilyeu, and I found this company. Oh, my gosh. It'll be 3 years next month, which is so crazy. Okay, so I actually found this company through Facebook, and I think that's probably such a huge reason why I believe in the power of social media so much, is because that's exactly how I found it. And, before this business, we were teen parents on food stamps and government assistance, and we had $5 to our name the day that we signed up for this business. We had to sell things on a local garage sale site to even be able to purchase our kit. And, now we're presidential and ambassador diamonds. We've earned over $420,000 in bonuses, which is so crazy. And, this business has it's not only given us freedom, but it's given so many other people freedom. And we're so passionate about it. And just so blessed that we found this company, and, being able to live a debt-free lifestyle is such a blessing as well.
Your story is so inspiring. I just love following you. Okay, Skylar, are you on here as well?
Yep, I'm here.
Yay! Okay, so how did you find It Works? And tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I actually found the rep on Facebook too. I saw a friend posting about her results, and I was like, okay, I want to try that as soon as my baby is born. I was 2 weeks postpartum when I signed up to be a distributor, and I absolutely loved my results that I saw. When I joined, Corey, my husband, did not want me to join. He told me no. He did not believe in network marketing. He didn't believe that I could be an entrepreneur. I had no experience. The only problem that we really were facing was that we couldn't pay our bills. And we got to the point, because I was on bed rest with my son, that we were getting foreclosure notices 6 months into signing our mortgage. And that sounds really scary, but I mean, it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. We were young parents. We had 2 kids. We had just gotten married, and it made our marriage really rough in the beginning because we were so worried about bills. And I just remember finding out about this business, and when I realized how much money I could make, I knew that I had to do something to save my family, and that's all that it took. I just took off with it. I wanted to prove everybody wrong. I had a ton of haters, people saying that it would never work for me, that I was stupid for giving up my degree and giving up my big girl job and all these things that I was doing. And I just had to prove everybody wrong, because I knew that this could change our lives, and it has so much. It has completely turned our lives 180 degrees the other direction. So I'm just excited to talk to you guys tonight about how you can market on Facebook and help people like me get the same kind of results with this business.
I absolutely love that. I found It Works through Facebook as well. I had always heard of the company. I actually grew up in a super small town where Mark Pentecost was a teacher. So I had always heard of it, but because I was an esthetician, I was so skeptical. And it took seeing a post on Facebook too to get me to look at this business. So I love it. I build belly to belly through wrap parties, but I firmly believe that social media is just a tool that you guys can use to really blow your business up. So let's go ahead and get started. Alyssa, I would love for you to share a little bit about how you build on social media and some of the things you talked about at the indie camp. And I'm going to go ahead and hit mute again, and then you guys can mute yourself. Okay. All right, Alyssa, are you there?
All right. Yes. Can
Awesome.
you hear me?
Yes. And
Okay.
go ahead and screen share your couple of different things that you had those images.
Okay. Yep, that's perfect. All right, you guys. So whenever it comes to social media, I think that oftentimes we just overthink it so much. And, you know, it's so simple to, like you guys can see right here, like, just different ways to post and different ways to connect with people. And, you know, your main goal is to always be yourself and be relatable, and don't overthink it, because you have so many opportunities every day to be sharing some of the things that you see here. You just have to remember to take a picture and make a quick post. You don't have to spend a lot of time working on a post, okay? So as you guys can see here, just some different ideas for you, and you can screenshot this if that helps you as well. So it just says, like, you know, going live, which I know Skylar's going to cover. That's like her big thing. Sharing success stories of not only yourself, but your team as well. You know, Rapcash is huge. And I think, you know, when it comes to social media, you don't have to be sharing these like crazy extravagant things. It's the simplicity that people are looking for, like money for date night and money for gas, money to go out to eat, money to go to the movies. You know, it's little things like that. So always remember that. Show that you are growing your business, and building a business, I think, is so huge. And I know for me, you know, knowledge is so sexy, and just showing people that you are learning and growing in your business is going to want them to join you. And so, you know, when you're on Zooms like this, make sure you make a post about it. When you go to team trainings, whenever you're having an opportunity meeting, when you're sitting down and, you know, sharing the business with someone, and always sharing like your office view that you can work from anywhere. That's probably like one of my favorite posts to always do. So that you are doing self-development, that you're plugging in, obviously that you're making friends and having so much fun, and that you do have that freedom as well. And, you know, it's just so important to always just be sharing your life and sharing your story. And yes, so those are just a few different ways.
Awesome. I know when I saw that, it just blew my mind, because I think sometimes people just overcomplicate it. Oh, let's go ahead and hit mute again. Okay. So I know for me, like I said, when I first got started, I wasn't somebody that was on social media all the time. And I think it was hard for me to think of different things to actually post about. And so I love that you have that right there. Now, I know that you had another image that was like the F's of Instagram. Can you kind of talk through what some of those?
Yeah. Yes. So I have fun, friendship, freedom, festive, fashion, fitness, and favorites. And those are just a few F's of Instagram, but that way you'll always have a rotation. So, you know, one of the biggest points is you want to offer a variety. You know, you want people to come to your page, whether it is Instagram or Facebook, and you want them to want to stay. So you always want it to be just a safe place of, you know, positivity, creativity, whatever it is. You want to make sure that you're offering something on your social networks. And, you know, for that, just making sure that you're breaking that up into all kinds of different posts. And so, yes, it is. Someone asked me to repeat it. It's fun, friendship, freedom, fashion, fitness, festive, and favorites. And those are just a few ideas. You know, there are so many ideas of just different things to post, but I think the biggest point that I want to make is make sure that you're breaking that up into a variety and that you're not over posting. So especially on Facebook, you know, posting 2 to 3 hours apart is really important. And you have to remember with the algorithm, if you're posting in a group, that counts in a group as well. And so the reason that you do that, so let's say like you're posting every hour, well, you're knocking your own stuff off of news feeds. But when you keep that I would say 2 to 3 hours, you're going to allow people to see every single one of your posts. But just remember that, you know, if you post on your main page and then you post in a group, you're bumping off your main page post. So remember that whenever you are posting in groups.
I did not know that. That is crazy.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
the algorithm.
Oh my goodness. I did not know that, because that was one of those things I was going to ask is how many times a day do you post? And is it the same for Instagram and Facebook?
So Instagram, I would do maybe like 1 to 3, but I use Instagram stories, which I didn't have anything to talk about that, but you guys, Instagram story is so, so huge for your business. And the reason that I say that is because for me personally, whenever I'm on Instagram story, I can see, it shows you every single person who sees your story. And so you're going to be on there posting on your story, and maybe one of your regular posts gets like maybe 50 to 100 likes. Well, on your story, you can see that there are like 700 people who are looking at your stuff. And so that for me helps with building relationships with people, seeing, you know, new people to add and things like that. And your Instagram story is awesome because you can post on there all day long and nobody will think anything of it. It's just like Snapchat. But as far as like your actual Instagram profile, I would post maybe no more than 4 to 5 times a day.
Good to know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit mute all again real quick. All right. Okay, so the next thing I know at Indeed that you showed everybody that I think just blew everybody's mind was that image of a daily to-do. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share that, and will you talk through what that is? Oh, I think you need to unmute yourself, sweetie.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so one of my triple diamonds made this, and it has been so helpful for our teams. But as you can see, it's kind of like a daily, like this is what you need to be doing type of list, but it also has your social posts in there as well. So starting your day with 15 minutes of self-development, having inspirational posts, adding friends on Facebook, choose your number, whether it's 10 or 20. But one thing to know about your adding friends on Facebook, which I don't think a lot of people know, is that you don't want to have those friend requests pending, because that does affect your kind of like your score, I would call it, on Facebook. That does affect that score. So make sure that you don't have tons of friend requests pending, or else they're going to kind of look at your profile like it's spam and they're not going to show your profile as much. So make sure that every week that you're going through all of those friend requests that you have sent out and that you're canceling them. And then I just go back and I redo it. And then I don't know what the other ones were.
You want me to throw it back up there? Sorry, someone's drawing on it. I don't even know how that's
possible. No, you're fine. I'll go through it really quick.
Okay. Let me grab it really quick again.
Okay. Screenshot it quick before people draw on it, guys.
Draw on her screen.
Okay, and then it says comment and like on Facebook for 15 minutes. Also, having Facebook lists is so, so important and so amazing. There's tons of videos on YouTube that you can find. Adding friends on Instagram, doing a product post, messaging 20 people, planning your posts for the week, and then a business post. Okay, you can take it off.
Okay, sounds good. I don't know how that is even happening. Okay, well, thank you so much. I'm going to come back to you and ask you a couple more nuggets later.
Okay, perfect.
But Skylar, you blew my mind, girl, when you were talking about lives. And I think I'm so scared to go live. I think the part of it, I'm not scared to make a video because if I don't like it, I can hit stop. But going live is so scary. So I would love for you to talk about just the fear of that. And did you have a fear? Because you seem it seems like so natural for you.
Well, I'm glad that you're telling me it seems natural, because I still get nervous when I go live. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And what I've learned is people just don't want to see perfect. They want to see a mess. They want to see your loud kids. They want to see your husband mumbling something crazy in the background. People like that. It's entertaining. And when you go live, it's like having your own reality TV show. I started out just making live videos, and I was very uniform and awkward because it just looked too perfect, I think. And the more crazy I was, the more viewers I got. So it started out, I was like, okay, so I'm watching all these pranks on YouTube, these husband and wife couples pranking their husbands. And I was like, okay, I'm going to prank Corey because he told me about a year ago he wishes we could be a pranking couple, but he was scared I would get mad at him when he pranked me. So I was like, I'm going to prank him. So this sounds really gross, and I can't believe I'm saying it on a Zoom, but I made fake poop out of peanut butter and chocolate, and I like threw it at him, and he lost it. And I put that on live, and I got like 80 viewers. That was like the most viewers I ever got because people were sharing it and people were seeing it. And it was funny, and it wasn't perfect. It wasn't like, you know, we're just sitting talking about the business. We were like laughing and playing jokes on each other, and we do that all the time. It's fun. The other thing that we did was we had a Q&A, and it was Ask Us Anything, and you could literally ask us anything. And there were a lot of questions that were weird and uncomfortable for us to answer, but we still answered them the best way that we could because we knew that we were going to get more viewers, and people loved it. People just kept asking us random questions like, how did you guys first meet? When was your first kiss? Things like that. And you can add in the business into those things. I started telling my story during this because somebody asked me, like, how did you get started with the business you're in? And it opens the door for people that are maybe uncomfortable for you to talk to you, to just ask on there. It opens the door for them. So I think that the more uncomfortable you get, the better, because it's more entertaining to people, and people know how scary it is. People understand that going live is not easy, but they get on there to see what you're going to do. So don't hold back. Don't be ashamed of your messy house. Don't be ashamed of your loud, obnoxious children that are misbehaving all day. People love to see your real life the way it is.
Okay, so question for you. I've only gone live a couple of times, and I will actually make a post about when I'm going live, but it's usually about it works, like if I'm going to do a live wrap party. Do you ever do that, or is it just like I'm just going to go live and I'm going to start talking right away?
Sometimes when I go live, I have it all planned out. Mostly if it's like about the business, I have it all planned out because sometimes I need to stay on task, and I'll write it down in my notebook, and I'll just have it laying on the table away from where the camera is. And I try not to just sit and read it, but I take notes to prepare myself. But other times, like this morning, I was getting ready for church, and I was trying to make shake cakes out of the shake and just other things. It was like pancakes, and it totally didn't turn out. And I'm sitting here telling people, this is how you make shake cakes, and I'm actually telling people this is how you don't make shake cakes because I screwed up this recipe. But sometimes I'm just very spontaneous. I'm like, okay, I'm bored, I'm going to go live. Or some other times I'm just like, okay, I really need to get this out there, and this is what I want to talk about. So I make notes.
Perfect. Okay, so another question. Do you, when you go live, do you start talking right away, or do you wait for viewers to hop on?
I definitely wait for viewers. Sometimes I'll play music, and if you do, you have to write in the text that you don't own the rights to this music, just so that it doesn't get, your video will get taken off. But there is a way. If you get that notice, you can click a little link on there and still share your video, just in case you didn't know that. You just need to admit that that's not your music. But yeah, I have like a couple of tips. Do you want me to share just the tips I have down the line?
Yes. Now, are those in those images? Do you want me to throw that image up there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Let me do that real quick, and then you can keep talking. Okay, let's see right here. Okay.
Okay, so make sure that you have a compelling description when you're going live, because I told my team this when I was doing my live training. If you see somebody, it doesn't matter who it is, it could be your grandpa, it could be your best friend, it could be like somebody that had a crush on you in high school. If you see somebody post, I'm going live in my underwear, you're going to click on it, won't you? No matter who it is, you know that it's kind of like a train wreck. You can't look away. Like, you know you're going to look at that because it says that. So you have to have a really compelling description, because people, when they just see, hey, let me talk about this crazy rap thing, or I'm rapping, like, people aren't going to get excited about that. So make sure it's something that people are going to want to click on, that's what's going to draw their attention. And you also want to make sure you have a really strong connection, because if you don't have a strong connection, they're going to get off your video because it's going to be so choppy and they're not going to be able to understand what's going on. I had that happen the other day. I got a phone call in the middle of the video and I went from having like 30 viewers to 2. So I just had to start my video over again. Also, ask people to tap follow. You want people to start watching your videos on a regular basis. So when you do a contest or you just say, hey, tap follow, follow's at the bottom. It's like a little person with a plus sign. People are going to do that, and they're going to be able to see that they need to follow you. They're going to be able to see your notification every time you go live. So make sure that you tell your viewers, if you want to keep up on my contests I'm doing, or you want to keep watching my videos, make sure you follow me. And I think following on live is different than just following in general. I think when you follow on live, you actually get the live notification. Also interact with your viewers. Another thing that Corey and I do is we did this challenge where one person wears headphones and the other person like says something without saying it, like just lips it. And it was really fun because the viewers say what they want you to say. So they could say, the sky is blue. Obviously it was something more funny than that, but Corey would say, the sky is blue, like that. And I would have to like try to guess what he was saying. And that gets your comments going. So when you get your comments going, the more people comment, the more it's going out. So if somebody comments on your video, their friends see it, their friends see it, their friends see it up to 7 times, which is incredible for Facebook algorithm. Like, I don't know of anything else that does that. So you want to get those people commenting and you want to interact with them. Say hi to them, ask them questions that they have to answer, things like that. Also, be creative and have a variety. Don't just sit in the same spot every single time you go live. I don't just stay in my office when I go live. I walk around my house. Sometimes I'll just change up the scenery and go outside, or I'll go to the mall or whatever, just so I can have a different background behind me, because if people are seeing the same thing all the time, they're going to think you're talking about the same things. So make sure you're just switching it up a lot. The best time to go live that I've noticed is at night and in the morning, because people are getting ready for work and people are getting home from work. And then people are getting ready for bed. That's the other big time. It's usually around 6 and then around 10 when people have their kids to bed and they're bored. And then show everybody, just like I said before, show everybody what your life is really like. Don't try to hide it. Don't be like, I'm so scared, I have to clean my house before I go live, or I have to put on makeup. Nobody cares. Everybody wants to see you for what you are. So those are all my tips.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love it. I feel like I need to go live and I just need to channel your like positive vibes and energy. It's definitely something that I know that I need to do that I just haven't done, kind of like blitzing, right? We all have a little bit of some sort of fear, and anytime you push outside of your comfort zone, it's like that's where you start seeing that huge breakthrough in your business. And after hearing you talk about the algorithms and that, it makes so much sense. Obviously, Facebook's going to, reward what you're doing on their Facebook. So
yeah, and there's one more thing I wanted to tell you guys. If you go to your Facebook app, I know that you probably can't see this, but like right here, that little play button, that brings up all the live videos that have gone on through the day within your network, not just your friends, but friends of friends. So that's how people are seeing your live videos. So make sure that you're getting on there and just like look at what people are liking, look at what's trending. Like right now, this girl's putting on Halo crown extensions. Like there's so many different things that are trending on here that you can relate to. You don't have to just talk about it works all the time. I've done open the box things where I get a package from Amazon and I open that, or I'll do like a makeup tutorial or a hair tutorial. It doesn't just have to be about it works. You want to make sure that you are in anything and everything we're interested in, and just kind of throw it works subliminally. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, so that people are like, oh, okay, she's using her toner right before she puts on her makeup, that kind of thing.
All right, I'm going to mute out again. Okay, so question for both of you, or either of you, whoever wants to answer first. I know this month is a huge month for promotions. People are really pushing for those go and those go fast bonuses. So do you feel like in a month that you're promoting, or you're teaching your team to promote that month, are there certain posts or certain things that you can do to not necessarily ensure that promotion, but really be extra intentional on social media?
I just think that just sharing more before and after pictures is huge. I am not someone that goes live a lot. And it's just so out of my comfort zone, but I'm just not somebody that does that. And so I think for me, my biggest thing is you've got to get people's numbers. You've got to connect with them outside of just a post. That is when your business is really going to grow. So you want to bring people in by sharing tons of before and afters, by sharing product testimonies and success stories. And you just have to do that more, especially when you are going for promoting months. But the thing is that you should be doing that anyways. Every month should be like a promoting month, and that's how you should be working your social media. There's no excuse why it couldn't be like that every single month. And that's when you're going to see growth. That's when your business is going to grow. So treating every month like a promoting month is when your business will flourish.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Love it. I know when you were at It Works You last year in Grand Rapids, I think you were on the loyal customer panel, and I thought you had said something about how even when you're in Facebook Messenger, you might like FaceTime or hit that button to talk.
You've got to really connect with people, and this business is all about building relationships. And so even my loyal customers now, I'll FaceTime them while they're wrapping, or I'll voice memo them, whatever I can do to build that relationship a little bit more, especially if you are building on social media. Let them hear your voice. Let them see your face. Those will eventually be friendships. And then those are going to be your business partners as well. So you have to really create that relationship from the very beginning. But, that might be out of your comfort zone. I know for me, going live is so out of my comfort zone. And that's the same way that voice messaging was for me for a while. But I would practice with my friends, with my team, with my family. And then eventually I got so comfortable doing that. And I found that, when I got uncomfortable, just like you said, Ashley, that is when your business gets blessed. And that is when you see true growth. And that's when you really find your strengths as far as, wow, I get a lot of customers, or I get a lot of business partners when I'm jumping on and they can hear my voice or they can see my face. And especially building on social media, you've got to connect with people. That's what it's all about.
I love that. I know when we first started, we went Ruby in our first 2 weeks and Diamond in our first month. And I think about, what did I do? I picked up the phone and I called my closest friends and family. And if I took that amount of momentum and sense of urgency every single day and every single month with loyal customers and distributors, I know that I would already be ambassador by now, but so I love that. You just gotta, like you said, use that audio on Facebook Messenger, or if you have an iPhone, I know you can do it through texting too. So yeah. Awesome. Skylar, what about you? Do you have any tips for post social media? Awesome.
So I totally agree with Alyssa. You have to take it off the platform sometimes, guys. You have to get personal. You can't hide behind your computer forever. So I do the same thing. I try to meet with people in person if they're local to me, and if they're not local to me, I at least get them on the phone. So that's a really good tip, and I completely agree with that. I do have some tips on making posts that kind of intrigue people to want to try the products. The more simple that you keep it, the better. I posted a status that said, serious question, who wants to lose 15 to 30 pounds in the next 90 days? I've got 4 spots open for a 90-day challenge. If you're interested, comment below. And just the 90-day challenge, I'm calling the Loyal Customer Program the 90-day challenge because it's getting so many people intrigued. Instead of hearing it's a program, like a Loyal Customer Program, they're hearing 90-day challenge and they're thinking, okay, I'm going to have to keep myself accountable. I'm going to use products, and for 90 days straight, I'm going to be loyal to these products so that I can actually lose weight. And that, I think, helps a lot too. And then when I message them and they're like, okay, what's this product about? It depends on what product I'm talking about during that challenge, because I do different challenges. But I always, in the comment, after I tell them about, how much the product is compared to the retail price of it, I end it with, are you in? And when I do that every single time, they're like, yes, I am. And I send them a picture of the customer order form. This is gold. This is the best tip ever. You take a picture of that customer order form on your eSuite documents and highlight where they need to put their information, send it to them, and they'll just send their information back in a paragraph. And then all you have to do is get on the computer and enter their information in, and make sure that you tell them, I'm going to delete this as soon as you send it, so don't worry. And at that point, I copy their information down on my own loyal customer form for them, and I have that for my file so that I know, I write their login information on there and everything. So I have that in case they ever come to me and they need something, or, if I have to do something with their credit card with customer service. So make sure that you do that. Keep it as simple as possible for those people to sign up. You don't want to keep saying, well, go to my website and check it out. And then they're on there trying to figure out what they're supposed to do and what buttons they're supposed to click on. Just do it for them. Send them that customer order form and highlight the information that you need, and they're going to send their information.
I love that. That is so easy. And you take the power into your own hands by doing that and getting it in. Because how many people are like, yeah, I'm going to do it tonight, and then get home and they're cooking dinner and playing with their kids, and they just get busy and they forget about it. Sometimes people actually do want to be our customers and they just forget, and that's why they don't sign up. So I do that too. And then Skylar, I know you were talking about something that you do on your team page, the magic post. Will you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I made a thread in my team page called Magic Posts, and anytime someone has a post that they've used that really works, they post it in the comments. So now we have over 70 comments of just random posts that we've used that gets us results. I always encourage people to change the emojis or change the sentences just a little bit so that everyone's not posting the same thing, but it seems to really be working for us. And I do have one more thing to say about the last thing we were talking about. When I go live and I'm doing these product challenge posts, I make sure to talk about that in my live video, and I will hold up a picture that it can be handwritten even. It says like weight loss challenge on it, and then it has 3 spots, and I fill the spots up. So as people are messaging me, I'm filling in those spots with people's names. So when I go live, I already have 1 person out of 3 on there, so people are kind of they have a sense of urgency. And I was telling everybody this at the training, and it makes me look like a super dork, but I literally will be like, thanks Kathy, thanks for messaging me. As soon as I get off this live video, I will write you back about this weight loss challenge. I'm so excited. And then I'll say, okay, it looks like I only have 2 spots left, and Kathy doesn't really exist. I'm just like talking to an invisible person. But every single time I do that, people get on my videos and they're like, or they get on my messenger and they're like, hey, I really want to do this. I saw you only have 2 spots left. And then I actually do get customers to use their real names. So if you ever see me say, hey Kathy, or whatever,
that's genius. I know, I loved that. I thought that was genius. And make sure if you guys are going to do that, you switch up the name, that you don't use Kathy every single time. Awesome. Okay, so will you guys tell us maybe a few, if you have some like awesome scripts that are your favorite for messaging customers or distributors? I think when I first started, and I don't know about you guys, but when I sign a distributor, I want to keep it as easy as possible. Get their launch party scheduled, help them invite to it, help them get their first 4 customers, and help them get their first distributors. So do you guys have any awesome scripts that you can share with us? Okay, I think I just had to mute all again. All right.
Oh, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, so I think that for me, everything that I say is just so different. So I don't have like necessarily a certain script, but for me, I always, especially like selling wraps was so huge for me at the beginning, that quick cash. And so something that I would message people, especially people that I knew were local to me, is something like, hey, Amanda, I just wanted to let you know that my schedule is filling up so quickly. And I've seen that you've liked a few of my posts, maybe commented on a few, and I would love to pencil you in before I'm completely booked. So something like that. And I do that when I'm blitzing too. I open up my little planner that I have, and I would say, I actually have a couple wrap appointments open. If you're interested, we could go ahead and set something up. So make it seem like your schedule is just getting packed with wrap appointments and wrap parties, opportunity meetings, things like that. And when you do that, your schedule is going to get booked up, right?
Right.
And meetings is what makes you money. Connecting with people on social media, whether it's a fancy script or not, just be yourself and have conversations and listen to people. And you can learn so much about a person just by being their friend on Facebook. So if you see them talking about an income or how expensive childcare is, which we see that like every single day, or someone who's wanting to lose weight, or I can't believe I just stepped on the scale and I gained 15 pounds, things like that, you just have to make sure that you're looking for those clues. And by doing that, naturally, you're going to have something to say to them. And so it's all about really listening to people. And that's how you're going to find the perfect script. So there's nothing fancy that I can really give you besides just listen to people and connect with them and understand their goals and like, make it seem like your schedule is filling up, and that's how you're going to fill it up. And so you have to ask yourself too, whenever you're on social media, how many times have you shared your story today? Whether it's in a message or in a text or on the phone or over a voice memo messages. Because the more that you're sharing your story, the more people that you're connecting with.
He was like, hold on.
Make sure that you're doing it.
Okay. That was a good laugh.
I know. I love it. All right, Skylar, go ahead.
For me, for distributors, it's kind of the same thing. I tried to really dig deep with them and build that relationship. There's really not a certain thing that I say to anybody to get them to sign up. The only thing I ever add is RUN at the end of like when I'm talking to a potential customer. But with distributors, I really try to find out the reason why they want to do this. And I dig deep. Like they say, your why is supposed to make you cry. And when I find that out about them, I can constantly be that reminder for them. So like, for example, I have this girl who has not signed up with me, but she wants to so bad, and she keeps talking herself out of it. And her why is that her husband works 2 jobs and he's never home, and they have 2 babies and they're very young parents. So my heart goes out for them because I've been in that situation, and I hated feeling like I was a single mom at home with my kids while my husband was working 24/7. So I'm constantly reminding her of that. When I message her, I'm like, hey girl, how's everything going? I don't necessarily say, hey, do you want to sign up and be on my team yet? I say, hey girl, how's everything going? I know you said your husband was working a lot. I can't wait for you to get on this journey with me. And I make it about her and her situation and her why. And that is how people connect with you. Whenever they are being vulnerable and they're telling you, this is the struggle that I'm having, and you can like kind of put it out there and like agree that they're struggling and be understanding about it, and just kind of confirm that that they're in a bad spot, but you're not going to let them stay there. That is where your team's going to grow. People want to see a real person, not just somebody sitting behind a computer screen typing out a copied message that says, hey girl, I have one opening on my team. Do you want to join? They want a relationship with you. They want a friend. They want somebody who's going to be there for them and understand their struggle and help them get out of it. So that is my biggest tip. There's really no script that you can use to get a distributor. You just have to be yourself and build relationships with these people that you're talking to. They're not just a box. They're not just a number on your chart. They're not just a 400. Like, they're an actual person, and you have to understand that before going into it.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I think one thing that I use a lot, anytime somebody gives me any sort of objection, and let's just be real, there's very few people that when you first message them go, yep, here's my social security number and credit card, sign me up. Most people have some sort of fear, whether they think they're too busy, they don't think they have the money, they're scared, they aren't a salesperson, right? We've all heard them. And for me, what I do is I use what's called feel, felt, found. Mm-hmm. So if I'm messaging somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, I would love to do what you do, but I just don't think I'd be any good at it. I say, oh, girl, I totally know how you feel. I felt the same way because I was just a stay-at-home mom. I didn't know, I wasn't connected with a bunch of people. All my friends moved away. I tell something about me that's relatable to them so that we can connect, like you were just saying. And then I'll end it with, but what I found is, and for that example is, we have such an amazing team that's going to help you through all of that. I know you're scared, but trust me, I'm going to be here with you. And you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. So that's kind of how I do any sort of objection at all, whether it's time or money, is I try to put myself in their shoes and relate to them and do feel, felt, found. And then another thing that I learned actually in India, and I think it was Tiffany Herr that said it, is, and it's transformed the way that I've messaged and I've been teaching my team, is do a 3-sentence rule. People don't want to see this paragraph of information. And I mean, I know for me, when I get that, I just scroll. I don't have time to read that right now, and if I'm picking up my kids or doing something or I'm crazy busy, if I see something come across my Facebook or text message that's a really big, I might think I don't have time to read that. So a way to kind of go around that, you guys, is what Alyssa was talking about, voice memoing them. Then they're going to listen to it. If they're in the car, they don't have to read it. and just doing a 3-sentence, rule. And Skylar, I loved what you said about the customer thing. Are you in? I haven't done that, but I do it with distributors. At the end of anything that I'm talking to them about, I'll say something like, what other questions do you have? Or are you ready to get started? And it was interesting because, like I said, we've built through wrap parties. We have a weekly party at our house every Thursday, and that's kind of my magic sauce, right? If I can get in front of somebody or in front of a room of people, I know that I can usually close most people. I'm going to mute real quick. Okay, but I was actually talking to Amber Parker one day, and I was like, oh, I haven't signed anybody in like a week, and I'm struggling with this, and our party's not till next Thursday. And she's like, you need to get over yourself. You need to, yes, your magic sauce is your wrap parties, but there's no reason why you can't sign these people right now. You can talk to them. You can answer their questions through, Facebook Messenger. You don't have to wait for that party. That's an awesome thing. But if you don't have a party to invite to for a couple of days, you guys ask them questions. Keep it simple. What other questions do you have? Are you ready to get started? And only answer what they're asking. Don't overcomplicate it. So, one other question that I had for you guys is, how do you guys keep track of like follow-ups, like who you're following, who you're messaging? Because I know for me that can be super overwhelming, or people will fall through the cracks, Is there any sort of tips you guys have for that?
So I have Facebook lists that I kind of follow, and that helps me so much with just kind of, who am I following? What list are they on? For Instagram, I have post notifications turned on for people, and that goes to my phone, my Apple Watch. So as soon as they're posting, I can I can comment. But, you really have to think about the type of people that you want in your organization. So what type of characteristics are you looking for in a business partner? And that is kind of what I base the people that I'm engaging with. That's who I'm connecting with on social media, are the people that I want in my organization. And so I would say I probably have like 10 to 20 names written down at a time of people that I am really, really connecting with. And I think that that's just what takes the most time, is building that relationship, but it is so worth it. And, just like you guys were saying, like so much of our business is built on these private conversations and connecting with people, and also on the follow-up. Mm-hmm. So whenever you see like all of us welcoming people and signing customers, that probably took us about 10 to 20 times of following up. So that's what you don't see behind all of these social media posts and these trainings, is the hard work and how much we truly work our butts off behind the scenes. And
I love it. Skylar, what about you?
Something that's really helped me keep track is for sure the hundreds list. But the way that I add to my hundreds list is there is a feature on Facebook, not on the app. You have to use a computer or a web browser on your phone. But there's a search feature in the messages, and a lot of people don't know that you can use that to find people in your inbox that you've lost track of. Just like Ashley said, people fall through the cracks. I don't know how many times I've went back in my messages, scrolling and finding people that I forgot to message back. So I go to the search and I search for keywords like distributor, opportunity, $99, fat fighters, wraps, whatever. And I look for people specific to what I need. So if I have a distributor and I need 2 customers to put under that distributor, I'm going to try to base my search feature on customers. If we are doing a BOGO sale for wraps and I know that there are people out there that would love to get 2 boxes of wraps instead of just 1, I'm going to search for people that want wraps. Things like that. If you use that feature, you can actually go through, and I wouldn't take the time to just message every single person on there. I go through the messages and I make a list. And then I go back and message those people. After I have like a good, strong, 50 people at least, I will spend my day doing that. And it cuts out so much time. And you get to go back to the very first day that you started the business. You don't have to keep scrolling, and that takes forever. The other thing that I've been doing recently is when someone tells me I can't sign up till I get my tax check, I make sure and ask them, okay, do you know what day that is? And I can follow up with you then. Or if someone says I can't sign up till, payday 2 weeks from now, I will set a reminder in my phone to go off that morning at 10 o'clock, because I know that's the time that I'm going to be working and I'm going to be sitting in my office, and I'm not just going to hit snooze on the reminder. And that gives me a reminder to message that person and get them signed up that day. So you constantly are putting new people in your reminders, and you're constantly having people sign up because you're not forgetting about them once they talk to you.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I did not know that you could do that. I knew you could search for people's names, but I didn't realize you could search for any word in there. That is genius. Genius. Okay, so we have a few minutes left. Do you guys, all of us that have joined us tonight, do you guys have any specific questions for Skylar or Alyssa, or just in general that you want to ask about social media? Or do you two, while we're waiting for questions, have any other like tips or tricks or favorite maybe apps that use to brighten photos or anything like that?
So I use PicTapGo. It's like my favorite photo editing app. It's the best. I love it.
I use that one too. I love it. Now I know that you can't get it if you don't have an iPhone, but I think if you Google, I know all you non-iPhone people, but I think if you guys Google, because I've done it before for my team, comparable app to PicTapGo, you guys can find something.
I like PicTapGo too, but I also have one called IM, and it's kind of like Instagram for photographers, and I really like their filters. If I'm in a hurry, I'll just throw a filter on there. With PicTapGo, I have recipes and stuff, but sometimes I just want to switch it up, and I have IM. It's EYEN. So look up that app. It's for Instagram, but you don't have to actually save things to it. You can just use the filters.
That's awesome.
Somebody asked, what's the best post to get customers? You guys have one that you love?
I would just say sharing before and after photos is huge. And I love the posts where like you don't share the photo like on the main post, but you share it in the comments. Those are like always my favorite and get tons and tons of interaction too.
Let's see. Do you guys cold message? I know that's always a big question. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if I think that, I believe in having that 5 seconds of courage, that if you want someone on your team, I just tell them. I would say, you know what, Brittany, I think you'd be so great at what I do. I couldn't help but message you. You've been on my mind so much, and I would love to tell you more. So just something simple like that, you guys. So just keep it simple.
I think that there's a difference between cold messaging and messaging people that you are building a relationship with. I think a lot of people get that mixed up, at least on my team they do. They think that cold messaging means you friend somebody and you message them and you're like, hey, do you want to join my team? Or hey, will you buy a product from me? And that is not what cold messaging is. So make sure that you understand that before going into it, that you're going to be building a relationship with this person. You want to be liking and commenting on their things. You want to be getting to know them, so you're not just some stranger, making it look like you're trying to make a sale off of them. And I think that's huge for cold messaging.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute all real quick. Okay, I'm trying to see otherwise. I know one question that's been on here a couple times are your guys' Instagrams private or public? And I know everybody has their own.
I am public.
You're public?
Yes, mine is public. I think public is the way to go. It's whenever I was blogging, that is kind of like what you're taught is public all the way. That's going to get you the most followers, and that's going to get you just tons of people over to your page.
Let's see. I love how you guys are kind of answering some of these questions in the chat too. Okay, well, we are coming down to the wire here, unless you guys have any other quick tips or tricks. I know for me, I've had so much FOMO while everybody was in Dallas, just seeing all the—
Oh my gosh, I know! You guys have to get your tickets.
Yes.
Michigan or Arizona. I'll be at both, I think, which is going to be
awesome.
So much fun.
I know.
Yeah.
Skylar, which one are you going to? What's
Michigan.
That? You are?
Yeah. I'm going to, yeah, I'm so excited.
It's going to be so much fun. You guys have to get your tickets. Make sure that you show up.
Yes. I know we're going to be in Michigan too, so I'm super excited just to see what this year has to bring. And Diamond Leadership the night before, how cool is that? I'm so excited that so many extra people will get to come to that. So yes, as soon as we hop off of here, you guys, you have to go to the It Works events and get your ticket for either Arizona or Grand Rapids.
That's the challenge for tonight.
Yes.
Call to action.
Yes. We challenge you.
Tag us.
Yeah, exactly. go to one of our pages and in the post from before here, show us your screenshot of your ticket to come to one of these awesome boot camps. I'm super excited about it. Awesome. All right, ladies. Well, thank you both so much from taking time away from your families and your teams to hop on here tonight and just.
You are so welcome. Absolutely.
That's great. Don't forget about the call tonight, you guys.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Yes. Woohoo.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.